Hey, welcome back to Metropole Grid. My name is Andre.
I'm Patrick.
And thanks so much for tuning in. This is round 4 of Montreal NANPC, a weekend-long event we ran here. Again, this is the North American Netrunner Players Circuit.
Oh, you finally did it.
I did it.
Oh, good for you.
We got Swiss rounds, and this is our 4th. We had 7 rounds today.
Yeah, 7 rounds of single-sided Swiss.
This is the lunch break after round.
Yeah, that's what we call it.
That's how you call it.
That's what we classically call it.
So we just come back for a lunch break. Both these players are now shuffling up after a meal. So on the left, we have, this is Diogene. You probably know Diogene's name. He's posted a lot on NDB.
He's a Netrunner DB legend, full of reviews and deck lists. A lot of really fun deck builder.
A lot of interesting decks, and this is the only Mercury I've seen at most events, let alone, of course, this event.
Yep.
So we're going to be seeing some of that aggressive pressure. I think this is a deck all about divide and conquer.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
You mean the card, right?
Oh, yeah, the card.
Okay, cool. Yeah, one of my favorite cards from Rain and Reverie.
So we're going
to
see a lot of ways to not actually break ice and touch stuff and see extra cards. And on the right, as you see there, that's Kat. That's Kysra. Kat, the artist. You've probably seen Kat's art on a lot of stuff from Dull Signal Games.
That's right. And also, especially from Montreal, Nat and NPC, because they did the art for the SMC.
Yes. And Kat, mind you, plays and organizes a fair few events down in New York City.
That's right.
A bunch of folks came up. Cannot be more happy about that. So
I think Crown of Subways was a recent event that was a really big success.
Yeah, Sovereign of Subways.
Sovereign of Subways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was ran, I think, last year, if I'm not mistaken. And we're off. I believe both players might have taken a mulligan there. And this is Near Earth Hub that Kat is playing. So an identity that's been around for a long time. Not only do you get 17 influence, it says the first time a turn you build a new remote server, you draw a card.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you imagine a lot of assets in this deck.
That's right. You're expecting assets.
Yes. Because when you install an asset, you get a card draw. And
it
that allows you to
rewards you for going wide.
More assets on the table.
That's right.
We can see a bit of their hand there. So there's an agenda. We're going to get an ice on HQ. Mind you, get a bit of diversion of funds, just some criminal respect. But open R&D means Mercury can just take a gander and they can see 2 cards.
Oh, that's true.
So we'll see here. Diogene wants to send it. I do think Diogene loves to send it centrals.
He does. Yeah.
Jailbreak is a common card in a lot of Diogene's decks. So that's run R&D, C3 cards, draw
Jailbreak
card.
and Mercury is 3 cards in the draw.
So we're seeing there off the top.
Card number 1.
Looks like that's an agenda off the top.
Sure, it's
great start. AR enhanced security.
Leave it. Okay. Yeah, you want to get that out of the game. That's a good one to get out of the game.
Going to show you that the assets here will be protected, mind you. That agenda does give a tag the first time you trash a thing. So the remote servers can be harder to challenge. And that means that we're expecting Kat to be on some amount of tag punishment.
That's true. Then we're careering out a daily cast because we want to make some money. I do want to shout out Diogene's click trackers. Like, I just think that's so clever. Like, he specifically puts the trackers like where he is playing the card.
It builds a map.
To build a map of what he did on his turn. Like, I just think that's so clever. It's a really helpful way to play the game.
Nice. We have also daily cast coming down for free. And now we have class act. So we're going to get some card draw there. I don't think we have drawn. We might have drawn first click, but that's going to be draw 4 again after hand size. We'll see if Kat, they have anything in their remote server. It looks like it is 5, so I don't think we've drawn that turn.
Okay. He's going to filter that while Kat is
deciding what's the remote server. The worst case is I think Rashida, but it's a cohort.
Oh, a cohort.
Such a cool card. Trashing your cards from hand that you don't need.
Sure, that's fun. Yeah.
Giving you more card draw, giving you economy. And then if there are face downs.
Yeah. And in your Earth Hub, you are drawing extra cards, so might as well.
So we're going to be drawing up there
It's
again.
all fuel for the fire.
We see in hand a Regolith. So the question is how much ice is in this deck and whether Kat needs to ice up R&D. Mind you, Diogene now is only on 2 credits, so something like an Oppo research can just be annoying enough. There will be more money coming in from the daily cast, but that can just be the sort of road bump where Kat says, my game is on the table. Right now, my game looks like it might be behind ice, but centrals are open. The water is warm. We'll see what kind of damage Diogene can do there with the uniced R&D.
Yeah, and also they are, of course, spreading out because we're expecting to go wide.
You generally do go pretty wide here. So in the remote server, if there is the threat here is if cohort isn't contested or if the upgrade, or sorry, the face down card in archives is not contested, there can be a 4-2 scored. Something like a crypto crash can be ruinous.
Yep.
Looks like we're going to find our mark there. Carpe Diem.
All right.
Again.
So we haven't found our mark yet, so we're going to find our mark now. Archives. Using the die that maybe is a bit weighted.
It's a casual tournament. It's fine.
Yeah, okay. Sorry. I didn't mean to bring it up.
Self-growth program. That is meaningful tag punishment.
Yeah, we can see what tag punishment is going to exist here. That's going to be pretty frustrating to deal with.
And Diogene's deck, mind you, does not have very expensive cards. It actually doesn't even have breakers. I think it just has Copulation and like 1 Melandrogem.
All right. So, I love to see it, honestly. That's pretty fun.
So it's not going to be like you're returning a Lobi Somim or an Orca.
No. Yeah.
And we're checking R&D there after getting the Mystic down to try and get some more value. I think that's a Rashida off the top.
Easy trash, right?
No, easy means Oppo Research is online, so you have to be a bit... Ooh, second AR enhanced security.
Okay.
That means there's less likely to find one more on the table, but that is our tags, and we're up 2 points on turn 2. That's a no free lunch.
Oh, no free lunch. Oh, I see. I see a little chef there.
Yeah, there's somebody making her lunch.
All right. We like it literal here.
Now we'll see here. We did not respect exactly the cohort. So there is a face down. Oh, no, we did respect the cohort. Excuse me. The face down got flipped in archives. That mark actually lined up pretty well.
Oh, that's true.
So we're not going to get a 4-2 there, but Maryland campaign, resident remote server is just going to give Cat the credits that they definitely want to stabilize.
Cool.
We'll see how quickly an ice comes down on R&D, but triple advance.
Okay.
Looks like it might be the final AR. Final AR.
Bad. But they're the three of them in the top, what, 10, 15 cards?
Yep.
Cool.
And we'll see how quickly the pressure actually ends up on HQ, because that is one of the big things with Near Earth Hub. If you don't get like a daily business show or federal fundraising, you are drawing a lot. So the HQ pressure can be real. So now
So he's filtering first draw. Let's see what happens.
first time a turn that a card is trashed, whether it's installed or not. So even off the R&D, if you find the Rashida there, you're going to have to take a tag.
Yep.
Now the no free lunch gives you a bit of safety against things like Public Trail, which is funny enough, something Diogene is a big part of his deck he brought to this event.
Yeah, that's very true.
But we'll see exactly what sort of pressure this is, because the economy here, the daily cast is doing a lot of work. Looks like that's a pretty Mary.
Oh, yeah, of course.
We're running R&D. We're seeing 3 cards.
See 3 card. This the easiest Maker's Eye in the world.
Amani off
Amani
the top.
Sonai. Ugh. Gross.
Now this is where like sending at centrals can be a problem. Now we trashed that. That's 4 credits and a tag. I think Cat misses the tag here though.
That looks like Oppo to me.
I haven't, so I have edited through this video, but I haven't exported, so we don't see the layout. So I think I did struggle in post to find out what those cards are. I think it's Oppo and shipment from the Disabirsk, if not 2 Oppos.
Okay.
Now R&D is wide open. A card was trashed. There should be a tag for the AR. I think we are forgetting this, but this is where like an Oppo research can just be very annoying for you if you're going to be trashing cards. Now Pretty Mary, you definitely want to respect that. Cat has a nice remote server, and cards like Inside Job and Boomerang are definitely on your mind, specifically Inside Job, which is very much at home in a deck with Mercury that doesn't want to break subroutines.
Mercury loves Inside Job.
But that being said, s-dobrado doesn't work on remote servers, so it's slightly more narrow. Now, nothing on table cohort, just pushing forward, so this will break R&D lock. That means we're going to be drawing the 2 operations we saw, so if you want to go back with Pretty Mary, Diogene can see 3 new cards here. And we see in the hand Holomins in there.
Is Cat going to Oppo this turn? I'm not sure if it's worth it yet.
I don't know if they have one yet. Yeah, you might be okay waiting to threat 3.
Yeah, I think so.
Which we're pretty close to it.
Okay, that's a new server.
Spin Doctor. So we've drawn, I think, like 5 cards this turn. Near Earth Hub also spinned out a new server further away on that right side.
Is this also on Your Digital Life?
It usually sometimes 1 or 2.
Okay.
Because you can end up in these like situations where you start with a big hand here. But Cat's doing pretty good on money. No ice is rezzed. Maryland's giving you more money coming in. We have a cohort that's been firing every single turn. And there's the Oppo there. So that's going to be 2 tags. No free lunch.
2 tags, sure.
Might interact with that, but that's definitely a good start here. So R&D's wide open if you want to get 3 cards. Diogene has some money coming in. And you notice Diogene here, with that much pressure putting on central servers, I don't know how much Diogene is going to control the table.
No.
He has to be worried that there could be more Amanis there. There's not huge bounce targets here. But this is where, like, if your game plan's all about central servers, how quickly, and it's going to be all about central servers.
It's all about central servers. Let's just go for it.
3 more cards. This deck could be on Behold. I believe that's another Oppo, another Amani, if I'm not mistaken, followed by a Maryland. Those are all staying there.
Wow.
So still 2 tags in.
Still got 2 tags, though.
Now you need to figure out what sort of NEH deck this is. Classically, Snare Bears that Cat is part of have been playing the sort of like Behold, False Lead NEH. This looks slightly different. Cohort's obviously different. Amani, I don't think was in his lists. So this looks more like a tempo kind of bounce list, I think is what Cat would be calling it.
Yeah. All right, so he's drawn, he's run, and now he's clearing all the tags. Yeah, this is the way to do it. Like, you save the no free lunch for when you're in an emergency, but if you can afford to do it now, just do it normal way.
Maryland for 2. Again, that other server hasn't been res just yet, so we can't actually tell what it is. Sometimes you'll just jettison cards to get the free card draw. If it's like a Holoman waiting on the table. And now Cat is drawing one of the new cards. I'm not sure if we cohorted that turn, but there was another Oppo in hand, and that was luckily the first card saw. So Diogene knows if he doesn't trash this turn, he'll be safe. And mind you, there's still the AR enhanced security. Card on the remote server, ice in hand, and notice actually Cat is not icing R&D, saying you can run R&D. It'll probably be worse for you than I.
Never mind.
What do you mean?
Well, they just iced R&D.
Oh, yeah, but for the last turns, it was an option.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, just saying it's wide open if you wanted. 9 credits. Only 2 here for the runner. We do have access to a clickless 3 credits. We need to like jump a sure gamble hurdle, let alone we have Mystic, so I think we're comfortable.
Yeah. Hopefully we're going to play a sure gamble or something.
Even a Carpe Diem would be a big jump here.
Yep.
First draw of the turn, scryed a bit there with Class Act.
Love to see a Carpe Diem.
So now unless it's the divide and conquer, if you want to get that pretty Mary fire, you need to find, largely you need to find an s-dobrado.
Right, and divide and conquer, that one, it relies on a run on archives.
Yeah.
Which is not something that people always remember to ice up.
I think you kind of respect Sneak Door, but a Coupulation's going to come down.
Coupulation's pretty fun. Love that.
That allows you to steal an asset without trashing it, which plays around Oppo, let alone the AR enhanced security.
That's a good point.
So if you find like an Amani Sanai that has a 4 trash cost, that can be very valuable. But we'll see where Diogene puts the crash. Just saying, I'm sending it again.
Okay.
Now, I think this only sees one new card.
Yeah, they didn't draw.
So I think there's something here that Diogene wants to steal. Because this is not actually seeing. Yeah, there you go. It looks like on top,
there we go.
It was an Amani.
And let's see.
So that's the Maryland we saw.
Got spin, I think.
That's a spin. So there was only one new card there. So relatively expensive to use that s-dobrado, to use the Coupulation. That's a 4 credit play. Now the money is stolen. And if that's on the table, that might be harder to deal with. But Diogene here, not going to be able to get oppoed, but not having a lot of finances to his name. Having a bit of a liquidity issue if he doesn't want to crack the no free lunch.
When you trash the Coupulation, turn it into a legwork.
Yeah.
And the Amani Snai goes into the trap.
Yeah.
Does it count as a trash for AR enhanced security?
No.
Okay.
Now, notably there, I think this is an interesting thing. The Maryland finished and was shuffled.
Yeah.
There was a chance that Cat could have refused the shuffle just because they knew the top of the deck was safe.
Cards,
Now, at this point, you might just want to get more cards in R&D in general against this sort of like strategy, but it actually is like an interesting line of which way you want to go.
You'd foil one run next turn, but in...
Oh, cohort there again. So much pressure on R&D, and just saying on the table, there is this engine. That's a free advancement. We're flipping up a second cohort. And this can be a triple advance too. It looks like actually that should be a headline, right?
Headline, yeah.
That gives a tag there. Whether you want to crack right away your no free lunch, but just saying have a tag.
Yeah, sure. Have a tag.
Pass the turn, jamming another agenda. And this is where, like, you know, if you have so much pressure when you're just saying, I want to go R&D turn after turn after turn, the board state can slip away from you. And Cat is doing a great job of making a board state that really matters. So again, we do have a tag there. I'm not sure if it's tracked. That might be what the NRPC die is on Mercury.
I think so. I think it's on a 1 right now.
Yeah.
All right, so we drew a card. The Topo was a good one.
Mystic doing well. We're just going to clear that tag, or probably actually gain 3 credits here so we can hit a break point. It's sometimes better to do this if you have a sure gamble.
Yeah, you've got a sure gamble in hand. Use the Mystic. There we go.
It is comparable if you're clearing the tag, but if you need to hit that sure gamble threshold, this makes a lot of sense. And that's a 6 credit play there when you do sure gamble with Mystic on 2. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
Pretty good burst. Now the question is, what's in the remote server here? If you are worried about a 4-2 agenda, you either have to run the cohort and trash it, which gives you a tag and turns on Oppo, or you have to run archives to flip the cards up. Now at this point too, we're on threat 3, so the Oppo gives you a lot of tags.
Yes, that's right. You don't want to trigger it but until you're prepared.
Yes, as much as it might be expensive to pay the 7 credits.
And sure.
Just an Earthrise, again, pretty expensive, but it's going to give you a bit of card draw here.
Yeah, but that plus the Mystic, and I think you're going to be okay for a little while.
Okay, I keep checking what's on that far remote server. I'm not sure what's there, but looks like it's not a Maryland, not a Rashida probably.
Is that them saying to Diogene, like, I kind of want you to run this?
Ooh, another flip.
Okay.
That's a reception. We're getting an advancement.
Oh, man.
Just getting away with so much free value.
Yep.
Rashida was the top deck there. So again, we did shuffle triple
1, 2,
advance.
3.
If it's
an office
crypto
or...
crash, I think that's a
crypto
crypto. Wiping the credits there.
Gross.
So that Earthrise Hotel, at least that was a nice way to sync the credits, so you have something to show for it. But now we're starting our turn with only basically 1 Mystic Miami credit and a handful of cards. So your best top deck here is with the Mystic. I think it's a Carpe Diem.
Carpe Diem is a 1 credit event. They'll make some money. Not bad. I hope Diogene remembers to put a credit.
Yeah, I think he
Mystic
usually does.
Okay.
I think Cat did remind on 1, but you definitely want all the credits you have access to here. Even a no free lunch, you could crack for 3 if you need to. But we should have the Mystic credit here, and now we're on game point. Holloman on the table can be real. There's that Mystic.
There we go.
So Holloman allows you to fast advance 3 2s. Now we haven't seen any other 3 2s. There might only be one on the list, the headline.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so Cat's on 5 points. Diogene's on 2. Yeah, it's possible.
So here is where you have to start trashing every Holloman you find, and that is a hard path to walk down when you're worried about that oppo in hand. Now, Cat's credits, they're only on 6. So diversion, if you have in the list, and I think Diogene is not on diversion in this list, that can slow the game down.
Diogene's all about accesses. And
it sometimes doesn't make sense because you need breakers and you can't dobrado.
Yeah. But you don't need breakers if you're on Divide and Conquer.
Yeah.
Which I'm hoping to see.
Free credits, run archives, access every central server, see multiple from Both
of them, and
pretty works.
Can you do the cupulation during a? Oh my!
Yep, you can see everything.
Love it.
Yep. Now I'll click one again. We have got our scry draw off the Earthrise, so we're just looking deeper here to find something. Again, I do think we need one of those low credit economy options.
Yeah.
So either if there's dirty laundry in the list, but I think we know that there's Carpe Diems. No free lunch, just clicking for credit. Oh, not even, excuse me. Tracking the clicks there. Cat feeling good about this board state here. Again, the cohort just giving them so much value. It's been 2 credits every turn.
Of course.
And we don't know the unknown card is. Just clicking up for credits again. You need to get back in the game. Sometimes that's the turn. Cat's still checking it. I don't know what it is. But they're ready here. Again, the 2 ice remote server is still also hard as much as these reses can be a bit expensive. So we'll see if Cat can force the issue. Just put something behind 2 ice and get some money here. You love a YDL. Even a planogram for 3 might be enough, but double install looks like you're
double install and a credit that feels like
min is the upgrade.
Yeah, that feels like this is the game because you've now got the money to res, trigger, and then advance.
Yes.
So
now you can force them to res for sure. We've now hit 3 credits and 2 on Mystic. So if we can find a sure gamble here, we're going to have some good credits to work with. We've seen no inside jobs. We've seen 1 s-dobrado, and s-dobrado only works on central servers.
Only on centrals, yep.
Notably, too, we haven't seen a Hermes yet, and I think Diogene's only on 1 Hermes. And one of the big things with these sort of lists is you can put down Hermes and just run centrals and undo whatever board state.
Exactly, yeah. Oh, that advanced card, I'll bounce back to hand. I don't care.
But I think Diogene only has 1 out on centrals. There's the gamble.
Okay, so we've got money back again.
So we're up to a healthy 9.
Yep.
And we do know that Cat has the oppo unless they jettisoned it with the cohort, which would be a bit hard to imagine. Probably not the first option.
Right.
And there's a remote server inside job. Forcing 2 ice to be res on the remote server.
Okay, let's see what happens.
Mind you, it does bypass the first approach ping.
Ping will still give the tag even if it doesn't end the run.
So that's 1 tag in. Again, the tags matter. We're going to go deeper.
Obviously, it's going to be our tag.
Now, this leaves Cat on 3 credits, which means if the cohort can flip a face down card, you can threaten a 4-2. You have a lot of things to do this turn.
Yes.
Either trash the cohort or run archives.
Run archives to flip that card.
Now, you have 2 tags, so if you're worried about things like shipping from Vladisibirsk, you also want to consider the fast events. You have to clear the tags. There's a couple lines here.
Shipment requires 2 tags, right? And puts 4 advancement tokens.
So at a minimum, if you want to play around shipment, you have to clear 1 tag.
Yeah. Okay. We're thinking about this.
This is a hard board state here. Again, so much pressure off central servers has slowed down a bit when Cat can make it about their remote server. But inside job, 2 tags in.
Oh boy.
Just going to clear them if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. And a buy advance would have been delightful. Oh, what do we got? What do we got?
Just saying, I'm going to put my laundry on. He can run it. He can run it. I think this is a threat card. I think it's threat 3 or threat 4. Regardless, we're getting in here. So you can spend 1 counter to bypass and remove from game to bypass the second. So technically that's RFG'd. And there is
a Hollow Man.
If you want to trash, that's another tag. Drops you down to 1 credit. Mind you, those are power counters for the laundry gem, not credits. So we're down to 3 credits here.
Ugh. Oh, I don't like this.
So that is a lot of money. Now, the Hollow Man is important. If you can't trash that is going to be a win condition eventually. But that leaves the other card. You're expecting it to be an agenda down to 1 credit. Oh, Rashida.
Oh, wow.
It's not in there. Forcing out a full Melandra gem, dropping down to credits. That should be, I think, 3 tags now.
That is a great bait.
Really good bait.
I really thought that was an agenda. That was great.
Now we're popping the Spin Doctor here to shuffle cards back. We have tags, so we have access to self-growth program, and I think the other win condition is shipment from Vladisibirsk.
Yep.
Which again, 2 tags is 4 advancement counters for 1 credit. So Cat has some lines here. If they draw well to a 4-2 or 3-2 and a Vlad grid, or not a Vlad grid, a shipment from Vlad, even if you get the shipment and a 5-3, which we haven't seen any in this list so far, but I think it's on Degree Mill as an annoying 5-3.
Yeah, and that is an annoying 5-3.
So we'll see here again. We get more card draw, a bit deeper if you want to find with that cohort. Again, fired every single turn this game, if I'm not mistaken.
Man. Okay.
Is that?
I didn't see it.
Mandatory?
Is that a regolith I just saw?
Install, and it was a Vlad grid off the cohort, or sorry, shipment from Vlad. That is the 5 advancements.
Oh, wow.
Degree Mill taking Cat up to over 7 points.
So was that
played.
a regolith in that server that we kept checking?
Yeah, it was a regolith out there.
Okay, cool, good.
Yeah, if you needed the money, you had the money, but so much central pressure. Definitely hammering centrals, only getting 2 points in the first couple turns. Maybe you're expecting to see more, but Cat leaving R&D open, understanding that I can make the remote play a bit more obnoxious and push out fast.
Yeah, and like seeing that the runner's gonna keep going after R&D and like just working with what you already have in hand it isn't wrong. Like it worked out.
Now, both of these players, we're going to be seeing more of them. They actually both made the top cut, which is sick.
Oh, awesome.
They still have 3 more rounds today, but we're going to see top cut. Yeah, mind you, we have some Mercury in there, which is great. And Cat also playing some Near Earth Hub. We're going to see more of that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we have games from both of the players in the top cut, but we'll be coming back to that. Again, we won't see them until we hit that. So we have 3 more rounds of Swiss. Again, this is Montreal NANPC. Had a great time this weekend. And,
yeah, it was a great event. Thank you so much for hosting.
It's my pleasure.
And the Silver Goblin.
We'll be back in just a couple days with another video.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for watching. Hey, thanks so much for watching. A bit of apology to Pat, who was excited to see some divide and conquer action, but unfortunately, that was not the game for that to land. Now, of course, Diogene has had huge success ripping cards off central servers with that Mercury deck, making the top cut. And speaking of Mercury, Mercury's having a bit of a time in the spotlight right now. And if I'm not mistaken, if you pop over to Netrunner DB, maybe right now, if not tomorrow, there is an undefeated 7-0 at Australian Nationals Mercury deck that just had a fantastic time last weekend at that Nats. Spark of inspiration to get down a Femme Fatale. Send it central servers, have that built-in multi-axis. If you want to be ripping agendas off of central servers, you've got a couple great Mercury decks that you can give a shot. Of course, also huge thank you to Cat, great Netrunner play, and also just a fantastic artist. They've been popping by on their Thursday evening streams to give us some exclusive sneak peeks at some of the alt arts that they will be selling at the World Championship, and everything has looked so incredible. So excited for that in just a couple of weeks to pick up some very flashy new cards. Now, huge thank you to all these names here and more. The Metropole Grid were supported on Patreon, and all these names and the Daily Cast Patrons make it possible to put in all the time into this channel, whether it's the motion graphics, the video editing, the live streams. It all, of course, takes a lot of time, and it just simply would not be possible without all these names here and, of course, the Daily Cast Patrons. If you're interested in supporting the channel, you can find the link below. If you also want to just take a second to like the video, that's a big help as well here on YouTube. And with that, we'll be back in just a couple days with round 5 of NANPC. We have a couple more rounds here in the Swiss, and then we're getting to the top cut. We have some great games still coming. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in a bit. Ciao.